Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Zero Point Activation Podcast. I am your host, Lucifer the Lightbringer, and I am joined here by my lovely guest today, Monica Nieto.
At Zero Point, we are honored that you're here so we can heal, learn, and grow together. No matter where you are on your journey, we all share a common aspiration to be happy and experience a joyful and abundant life.
Just like you, we have had our share of experiences with life, and through years of healing and self-discovery and the guidance of incredible mentors and teachers, we have found our light, our calling, and our purpose in this journey.
Our purpose is to give back by serving you to find your light and illuminate the path and remind you that you are a spiritual, unique, and powerful being who is here for this wonderful experience we call life.
Allow us to come together and pour into each other so our collective energy, light, and consciousness can be a beacon of hope for other beautiful souls in need. We are excited to share this journey with you as our soul family and welcome you to step into a zero point of the field of the heart and manifest your best life yet.
Welcome back, everyone, to the show. I am here with Monica, and Monica is one of our actually clients that have attended one of our journeys, our healing journeys. Aside from being on her own spiritual path, she works with energy, works with crystals. She also assists with people who are essentially just in need of coaching with their basic spiritual journey needs as far as the getting us started on it. So, Monica, pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, of course, of course. I wanted to start off by just very grateful that you're here, but I wanted to start off by asking you if you would like to share what your journey has been like, maybe your story and how you started on your spiritual healing and path, because I know we all have our stories. So what is yours?
Yeah. So I've always have been spiritual and I didn't realize it. I went many years where I felt like I was atheist or I was agnostic. I just was always wondering, well, if there's, a God or a source that is supposed to be helping humanity, why aren't they helping me? Why am I always going through hardships? Why aren't I finding the abundance that others are finding? And the universe would send me signs of, you need to do energy work, or you need to, praise the earth. And I never really fully understood it until a couple of years ago when I actually started watching Aaron Doughty's content, which is where we met, was at one of his events. And it all just kind of clicked for me. That we're all one, we're a collective, and I don't have to, follow what the Catholic Church says where I grew up. I can follow myself, my intuition, my inner power. And when I went through my spiritual awakening, it was actually in early 2021. I had been going through some hardships. I went through a very toxic situation in Vegas with where I was living with a friend, and I just knew I had to get out. So I said, I'm going to move to LA. And within 2 weeks, I was in LA. And now in retrospect, I'm realizing that it was me being pulled towards a spiritual community because there's such a large spiritual community here. And it was just the moment that I chose myself, everything was just coming to me. Like I just knew what path to follow. And that was when I really started getting into spiritual practices, breath work, sound, using sound for healing, which I'd done in the past, but not to this extent. Starting to practice more with my tarot cards and my crystals and meditation, visualizations, manifestation techniques. And my whole life changed overnight. It felt like I let go of all the toxic people in my life. I let go of caffeine, of alcohol, just anything that was bringing negative vibrations into, or creating negative vibrations within myself. I even, low vibe music, everything, I just dropped it all, and I started moving towards high vibrational music, high vibrational people who supported me. I started hanging out with a lot more women who were on the spiritual path, and I also started doing plant medicine as well. And it just, again, overnight, it felt like overnight, I just had a new perspective. I could started being able to raise my own vibrations. I could feel it inside of me. And I've struggled with depression and anxiety and borderline personality disorder and ADHD and attentive. These were all diagnoses I had received probably about a decade ago. And I really took those and just thought, oh, I'll never be okay. And I've never really wanted to use pharmaceuticals and prescriptions. So I've always tried to do things naturally through acupuncture and yoga and all the other modalities I've mentioned now in the past couple of years. And now today, I can tell you, I don't even know the last time I've been depressed. I used to go into crowds, like, maybe the mall or a concert or crowded places, and have panic attacks where I would have tunnel vision. I couldn't breathe. And now I go into these, where there's a lot of people, and I'm fine. And it's just completely changed my life. And that's just in a nutshell. I could go on for hours about all of the amazing things that have happened through spirituality. And meeting my spirit guides, meeting my angels, and knowing that there's galactic and celestial beings all watching me, over me, and helping to guide me. But at the end of the day, it's me who I'm guiding myself, because I am attached to the collective. We're all one consciousness. So yeah, that's in a nutshell.
I love that. You say that so beautifully with everything that you just like put it in a nutshell. And it's so amazing that you actually mentioned the angelic guides and the spiritual guides. And honestly, like for me, even before I came into this spirituality, I was kind of like a lot like you. It's just like I believed in energy and that whole collective connectivity, but the fundamental of like a organized religion never appealed to me, because again, to me, that's just the man-made part of it. It's like getting that essence of it from the source, from the person who actually initiated it, is different than a watered down version that has just been handed down thousands of years through other people, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it took me a while to recognize that what you just mentioned, as far as like how we all have these angelic guides that we could actually tap into. And based on my studies, anybody has between 1 to like 10 on their team. Sometimes depends on how advanced they are. And I actually have learned how to communicate with them through some of the stuff that we were talking about before, through like, crystal work, and, through the meditation, and just being able to get guidance, and not just mine, also working with clients that have not tapped into them, like being able to connect with their angelic team and getting messages for them that actually is resonated with them. It's actually a really cool process to be able to do that. So I'm glad that you brought that up. A lot of us just, again, they're supposed to focus on this 3-dimensional physical world, and we forget that we are a spiritual being. We are divine beings, that we're just experiencing this physical experience. And we just kind of forget that the soul family, that tribe that we actually come from, is there and available for us to tap into and get the guidance. So I'm glad that you brought that on. How long have you been working with your spiritual guides, so to speak, a spiritual angel? Let's just call it the guardian angels, what they are essentially. So how long have you been working with them?
Yeah, so for my spirit guides, I call her my love. I've actually known her for probably 15 years, and I didn't fully understand it until a couple of years ago. She's just always been there. And then as I started doing the work, Edwin came into my life. When I was doing breath work, and he's one of my main spirit guides. I have another guide as well who is, it's not a female or a male. It's just this aura. I can't explain it.
Mhm.
But my angels actually showed up probably about a year and a half ago during deep meditation, and there were 7 of them, and they were surrounding me, 7 men actually. And
Mhm.
they just were surrounding me and giving me love. And I had actually went to this psychic recently, and she's amazing. And
Mhm.
she told me, you have angel wings, so many angel wings wrapped around you. And I thought that was so beautiful. I'm like, yep, they're always with me. um
Yeah, the 7 is amazing to me because the sense I'm getting, I don't know what it meant to you, but I'm also getting it connected with your 7 main chakras that are just like connected to you in that way in terms of what is needed for you, I think. How do you see the 7?
I'm still trying to understand it, to be honest. It was just when it happened, it almost felt kind of shocking because I kind of struggle with masculine and having fear around men. And so when they showed up and they were 7 men, it was almost like they were there to say, hey, we're here to protect you while you're on this journey and you start to become comfortable around men again.
Mm.
And that was actually around the time when I started to do that healing. So I'm not sure what the 7 means, but I know that it'll come to me in time.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the part that you just mentioned. And have you communicated with them to know what type of angel they are and in terms of their names and all that?
No, I haven't yet, but I want
That
to.
that could be something that you and I will work privately. We could definitely tap
Right.
because there's different types in terms of whether it's vocational, whether it's like whatever the part of the life that you're working for, and they're like kind of like some of them are like specialized in that. Some of them, with your archangels, they obviously got everything covered. It's their team that is working under them almost. Like if you were to put it in like our human form modality, think about you have like a manager almost that has got this group of people that are supporting underneath them, and it's just kind of like becomes that head angel almost that is like kind of guiding them. And what I've learned is like the more people are tapped into their spirituality, the more they are seeing and connecting with that, because otherwise if you're not tapping into them, they're serving others, right? But they are able to come back to you when you're needing them. It's just like that's the beauty of it, just operating in the quantum field, is they're there for you as soon as you connect with them and ask for it and able to actually get that guidance. But yeah, when you actually can see it through so the beautiful thing about like the pendulum work that I was telling you about earlier before we started recording for the podcast show is like the crystal pendulums, they're a tool that allows you to connect to your spirits guides, to your guardian angels, and you could actually start programming either whether it's your hand, what means no, what means maybe, what means not yet, or you could just start writing it on a piece of paper. You could start letters down, so you could have a channel. But once you start getting very comfortable with it, before you even, so it's kind of cool. Like I still like to do it with it because you start hearing through clairaudience or clairvoyance, and you just connect with them at a level that you don't necessarily need the pendulum. But it's kind of cool to be able to also show when you're working with somebody that, hey, because you can hear it but they don't see it, but they can see the pendulum being held in your hand, like literally move on its own to different answers. And that's a very profound feeling to be able to actually see that for somebody who has not experienced that, you know so yeah, we could definitely have some fun with that and learn the names of them, of
Yeah,
the
I love that.
of your famous 7. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you got some archangel in there. So that's awesome. So let me ask you this. About a few weeks ago, couple, I think to be exact, you joined us during this beautiful super blue moon ceremony we did. We had essentially Tai Chi guided meditation. We went through somatic breath work and sound healing. So, how was your overall experience? Because I would love to hear your feedback. We had a long conversation about it, but I want to hear it from you. So, tell me what it was like.
Course. And I just also want to start out by saying I go to a lot of sound baths. I've done a lot of breathwork sessions with some great facilitators. I've this is my passion. I've done a lot of this kind of stuff. And so I wasn't sure what to expect. I thought when I had attended on the full blue moon, I thought, oh, we're just gonna, do sound bath. It's gonna be sound healing. And so I was really pleasantly surprised when we started doing the Tai Chi and just grounding ourselves. I haven't gone to an event where we've started out with Tai Chi and just really grounding ourselves. And then we also did the chakra activation as well when you guided us through that meditation after the Tai Chi. And I felt like that, I really loved that. And then going into the breath work, again, I just thought it's going to be maybe just 5 minutes of some in and out breathing, your basic breath work. And then we went into a full on breath work session and it was amazing. And I was almost in the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to really like fully embody this right now. I just, for some reason. And then all of a sudden I'm just screaming and releasing, and it was amazing. And then Lucifer, when I felt your presence, when I was going through this release, and you came over and did Reiki, and you really helped me rid this energy that had been sitting in my left back side. And I had been going over the years, I've been going layer by layer by layer. And this is a very, very deep manifestation of trauma. I can't even identify what it is yet, but when you came over and just really helped me with that, pull that energy out, it was amazing. And then, when we ended, I just felt release, relief, joy and gratitude. It was an amazing event. And then at the end, when you were doing the sound bowls as well, and that just helped bring me back down. It was like I was grounded, then I was releasing, and then grounding again. So I thought it was a great event, and I was surprised. I didn't expect what you guys, everything that happened. I did not expect it to go that way, like not in a bad way. I just thought it would be just the sound bowls. So it was amazing.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? It's funny you mentioned that, because that was actually our first event, me and Andrea Gaia together, that we just kind of put together and just bringing our talents together. And I've actually experienced her breath workshop before, and I knew how powerful it is. And it just helps to know that she's got that breath work, and I'm going around just doing Reiki where it's needed, where I feel like I can actually help with the release. So it was just really good teamwork to be able to bring that and facilitate and serve you. So I'm glad that you had such an amazing experience. That's fantastic.
Yeah, you're a powerful team.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We feel that way too. And again, it's just like everything is falling into place in terms of what we want to do with our vision, and the fact that how much we want to be able to help and heal the people that we come in contact with. And the journey is just starting, and it was such an honor to have you in our first event. So this is like literally a historic interview for me. I'm talking to somebody that just came into our first event and was able to just see that inception of 0 point activation, actually. So thank you for that, for being a part of it.
Well, thank you. And I also want to mention too that the community of people that you brought to, everybody was just so nice, and just such a great group of people where I felt really comfortable being in that group. It was very welcoming. It was great.
Thank you. And that's another focus of ours, to just again build this community from ground up. This whole grassroots movement has started in our beautiful heaven on earth, Southern California, that we live in, right? And just kind of like expand it and go from there. And I know that we've already talked about our next one, that you're going to hopefully join us and do some volunteer work with us and bring your energy and your beautiful smile and your beautiful soul. And we'd love to have you there. So thank you for wanting to join us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love the work you guys are doing, and I just feel like you're very trustworthy, and I'm very intuitive to that. And I feel safe in your presence, as well as Andrea's too.
Thank you. That's the important piece. Again, this like the intention is, we set the intention every time that we do any kind of healing, whether it's one-on-one or it's a group, that I look at it myself as the divine in me, the God in me wants to serve the divine God and goddesses in you, right? And that's the mentality. So that's the safety that hopefully you will feel, because you feel like genuinely you're being served on in terms of just receiving the healing and be able to facilitate the channel and channel the energy through the universe, through Mother Gaia, to be able to just, again, serve you. That's been a wonderful experience for me. So thank you for allowing that to happen. Yeah. Now I want to ask you, what are a couple of things specifically? And again, I like asking this from my guests because gratitude is such a powerful thing. And I know, especially the people who are on the spiritual journey, they are very grateful, and we always talk about what we're grateful for. But I would love to hear, what are the 3 things today that comes to mind that you're grateful about?
Oh gosh, I have so much to be grateful for, and every day I give gratitude. Yeah. I'm grateful for Mother Earth, for Gaia, for all of the fruits that she provides to us. I'm grateful to light workers, to people who have set their paths as one where they want to help others to find their own light within, to find their own abundance. And I'm also grateful for my foster dog, who is very sick right now, but who is just teaching me lessons every day about how to be strong and how to, help others. I mean, every time I bring in a foster dog, they always teach me so much. And may I show her on?
I would love that. And
okay.
Yeah, sure. And next, while you're getting your dog, I was going to actually suggest, after our podcast and interview, if you wanted to, at some point, I know you and I are going to be working together. We could kind of throw that in there too, and do some distant Reiki on your dog if you like. Or if I'm coming to see you in person, we could work some Reiki on your dog too and go from there.
Yeah.
Hello, beautiful puppy.
This is Johnny.
She's beautiful. And thank you for showing him. And it's just like, that's the thing. It's like, once you feel that connection to all it is, you also feel connected to animals, plants.
Yes.
It's just a beautiful connection that you start feeling when you clear that heart space and you can literally connect to it.
Yeah.
Now, I know you have a lot to be grateful about, and thank you for sharing this. So what are a couple of things, if you were to just say, what do you need to do more of in terms of your own health and spiritual journey, and what do you also need to do less of that does not serve you?
One big thing that I am focusing on, is what I am putting into my body, what I am eating. Is it a high vibrational food? Is it something that's going to affect me negatively? So I'm really focusing on that, because I'm not going to lie, I've struggled with my diet in the past and what I'm eating. Another thing I want to work on as well is focusing on, a few modalities in my spiritual practices rather than a whole bunch of things all at once. I'd like to master some things instead of just knowing a little bit about a bunch of stuff.
Right.
One more thing I would say, probably, I think also people pleasing is something I've been working on, is just saying no instead of yes when I don't want to say yes.
Oh, I totally understand. And I'm so grateful that you said yes to the interview instead of saying no. Truly, thank you. So obviously you wanted to do it, so I'm glad.
Like I said, I won't go too long on this, but I have had kind of, I say fear lightly, but around men, I have kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but I've been working with women on this spiritual path for the past couple of years. So meeting you, I just felt so safe and comfortable, and I knew that this was the time for me to start trusting again men. So thank you.
Oh, of course. And you trusting somebody with the name Lucifer, that is also means Lightbringer. So you're talking about an angel that brings you light also. So
yeah, exactly.
I am actually grateful. Thank you for again allowing me into your circle, allowing me to your comfort zone, obviously, and it's I have a lot of love for you, and I'm sure as we evolve as friends and as we work together in terms of what you need assistance with, we can help each other grow. And as we build this community together, we with our friends, with everybody that comes along, we all uplift each other, right? That's the whole purpose of this. When you build a community together, is you uplift and be uplifted at the same time, right?
Yeah, and we help each other gain momentum so that we continue our purpose of why we're here on Earth, and that's to help raise the consciousness of the planet. So
Absolutely.
we got to work together, and yeah.
Absolutely, and I love that that you see that as your purpose and as your vision, because again, that's very aligned with what Andrea and I and this whole 0 point activation is all about, and obviously our producer Josh. So that's why we're doing this. So essentially, to be able to spread the message and raise that vibration as quickly and as effectively as possible and sustainable, right? Because it's good to be grateful for a day and then forget about it the next day. It's easy to do that, but just how do you maintain that? How do you maintain that unconditional love? How do you maintain that compassion, joy, all those high frequency vibrations that allows you to manifest that beautiful heaven on earth and bringing about that abundance that you want to have? That's the key part, right?
Yeah.
So and it's with interacting with beautiful souls like you and other friends that we're coming across, and we're building this community together. So truly grateful for your time. Any other parting thoughts you like to share?
No, I just want to say thank you so much, and thank you for your bright light, and yeah, I'm looking forward to what the future holds.
Oh, thank you so much, Monica. Truly grateful that I've met you, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you everyone for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and looking forward to connecting with you guys on the future ones. Namaste.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode and can join us next time. If you'd like to sit in as a guest and share the story of your journey and challenges that you overcome to inspire others, we want to hear from you.
Or perhaps you need a little support from your soul family to raise your vibrations. Please reach out to us directly by sending an email to 0pointactivation@gmail.com or via direct message on Instagram at 0pointactivation.
Namaste. Much love to you all.